And I'm recording. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Husky Light Danny.
Hello.
Hi. And you're going to freeze as soon as we start recording.
I'm Rob.
But we'll try it.
Happens every time.
It does. The gremlins are trying to get us at the moment. But we'll try and get through. Every time we try and record something, it just goes a little bit weird. So you might have to bear with us on that. But I hope everybody's okay and everyone's doing really well. We've not been on for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we felt it's about time we put something out again to
it's about time
just let you know we're still here.
Yep.
Stuff is still going on.
Stuff is definitely still going on. I'd like to blame Rob for this, Robbie, but he said I'm not allowed because it was both of us that did this. God, the last time we were on, we were, sort of saying we've got a lot of stuff to sort out, and now we've come into union, and it seems that our time limit is different to their time limit. I think it seems like the universe is literally opening up and clearing a space for us to be together. So we've got, on both sides of the water at the moment, we've got circumstances happening, we've got things falling apart, we've got people that are not serving us, in my case, suddenly dropping off the face of the earth, or so it seems. And it's literally like the universe has stepped in now and said, right, you're in union now, you need to just get on with it.
It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since Danny's been here. It seems like a lot longer than that. And we kind of both, one night we were chatting back and forth, and we both kind of said that she's going to blame me because I probably said it first, but she agreed that we needed these guys to step it up and start making things happen. And it appears like somebody was listening over one of our shoulders, because things are falling into. We can see that things are starting to come together in place.
Even though things are very chaotic, the way things are actually happening, they're actually clearing a space. Things are actually starting to slot into place the way we want them to clear that space, so that we can actually be together. So whereas we were sort of thinking quite a few months away, or we'll just work through this, everything's just, honestly, there's people dropping away at my end, there's circumstances happening that I wouldn't have expected to happen, and you've got the same thing going on at your end, and it's like, we ask them to step it up or just help us to sort it out, and it seems that I feel like we're on a time thing at the moment. It's like, get on with it. We're moving things, we're making things available to you. It's so things are speeding up very much. I did not finish all the readings this month. There's a couple of reasons for this. I said that the channel was going to start to change. Don't get me wrong, I am still doing personal readings. But as soon as the full moon came around, which was on the 28th of June? Around the full moon on the 28th of June, those energies came in, and that was it. It was stop. Now, I've actually felt like that for about 3 months, where I've thought I shouldn't just be doing the readings. I want to properly be doing energy reports. I want to be working more on twin flame stuff before you came along, all of that sort of thing. And the personal reading, there are so many personal readers, there's so many readers out there as well. It was the amount of time that I was putting in to getting these readings out every month, and then upping it to 24 readings a month. a couple of months ago. It was getting crazy. I've got kids, I've got dogs, a cat, a fish. It was getting crazy, and the amount of time it was taking me to actually do that. And then the full moon came around, and I'm up to the. I just suddenly, they just said stop. They just said stop. They have got other plans for us and other plans for the channel. So, like I say, I know. Go on.
You had said for like 3 or 4 months you're starting to get the idea that something has to change with the readings, that there has to be some kind of, you have to basically find your own niche as to what kind type of readings to put out, and slowly over time. I mean, you're doing 24 readings a day. I don't know how you fit it in. 24 readings a month. I don't know how you find the time to even get it in. But they're telling you that, okay, you're done with that job is done. Now it's time to pick another way. And,
I mean, I'm very aware that we are at the start of a new 7-year cycle, and that goes for everybody. So there is major changes that are going on for so many people, so many twin flames especially. There seems to be so many things going on. And I know that when I get out to Canada, things are going to change again in the way we work together, because I've done 3 or 4 years on YouTube doing it solo, so to speak. So I've been putting out readings, I've been doing interviews, I've been doing all sorts of bits and pieces, but now it needs to start to focus in. Once I get out to Canada, once we start working properly together, we're working together now. This is part of the big change now that we've come into union. But I think once I get out there, things, it's going to be, people are going to be able to come and see us. As a twin flame, you're going to be able to come and see us. You're going to be able to get one-to-one counselling face-to-face from both of us if needs be.
You said you already had an email from somebody close by that
I've already had an email from somebody saying, I want to come out and see you once you're out there. So I know that that's the way that it's going. It's going to go in that direction. In the meantime, I'm still doing personal readings. I feel that because we've come into union, then other people within our soul group, within our monad, they are not far off coming into union as well. And then there's going to be other monad groups out there that also are not far off coming into union. So at the moment, it's like healings and clearings and counselling and getting the last of the loose ends tied up within your life. That I feel is really, really important at the moment. We're in such an important year. We're in an 11-11 year. This is like a twin year for us this year for a lot. And judging by the energies and the astrological things that are happening this year, there is, people that are going to be coming into union by autumn this year. Some of you are coming into union now. So there is an emphasis on helping others as much as possible, but not by putting out free readings every month. I can do that in personal readings, and people can get all the information that they need from a personal reading from me. Right now, until I get over to Rob. Sorry, go on.
Like I said, there's plenty of readers that put out free stuff every month. If anybody wants a general reading, you can pick any one of a number of different readers that will give you a good reading. But we just feel like you need to be more selective as to what kind of readings you put out.
I'm not bothered about the amount of subscribers we have. I only want the subscribers that are coming to us because they are twin flames or even soulmates, and they're on a spiritual journey. They're going through their awakening, and that is what we're dealing with. I don't want.
That's more of the focus. That's more focus towards a twin flame.
More of a focus. We don't want the subscribers that literally only come on to watch a free reading and then go and watch another 20 readers do a free reading as well and just go through them all. There is specific information that we can share on here, and there is specific energies that are happening, and if we're on that ascension process, then that's what we need to be focusing on now.
I'm going to say it. You end up doing a lot of free work with very little payback.
You do for the
right?
personal for the free readings that go out.
It's not really fair because, I mean, like any number of readings energetically knock the living daylights out of you. I can see you can only do so many a day, so it takes a long time to get 24 out every month. Mm-hmm. And the payback that you're getting back from all these free readings is
energetically. It does.
It's helpful, but I mean, you got to eat too, you know.
Yeah, it's that it energetically as well. It does sort of knock it out of me if I'm doing general readings, because I tune in so much for them. So to do that many just free readings is a lot, but also we need to step away from the PCs a little bit. We need to step away from the Wi-Fi and the internet, and we need to be stepping away from it a little bit more than we actually do. If I'm doing those sort of readings, I am stuck in front of a computer. Energetically, that does not do me any good.
So we're still talking about putting out twin flame type information, but at the same time, once Danny's here, hopefully we get a lot more face to face or over the phone or that kind of reading, like more personal readings.
Yeah, it's all going to be added to once I get out there.
Yeah.
But while I'm still here, obviously, somebody needs a personal reading or a relationship reading. Of course, I'm going to do it. And it's important for me to do the healing and clearings.
That doesn't mean you're unavailable. That just means you're...
No, it just means I'm just not putting free readings out on YouTube at the moment. I'm quite adamant about that, just because that's what they're telling me to do. We've come into union, and now it's that part has got to change. So I only want my subscribers, Robbie's subscribers, that are the serious ones, that are on the awakening path, that are going through ascension, that are twin flames, or they're just awakened and they need spiritual help, they need spiritual guidance, they need to know what's going on with the energies, and they need advice if they want to listen to it. So it's that sort of feeling that I'm getting very, very strongly at the moment. So it's only been 3 weeks since I've been home, and the amount of things that are happening, it's like, as I said, it's like the universe has suddenly parted, and circumstances or people that don't serve me are just being thrown out the way. I'm not having anything to do with it. It's just happening. And you've got stuff going on over there, and it's just like, right, you need to move now. You need to get on with it. And they've almost put me into a position where, they have. They've pretty much put me into a position where I have to move. That's it. Now we've come into union. It's like, no, you're going to have to move. So I'm having to I'm having to write a list. I need to write a list and get things sorted out completely. I apologize if you can hear that motorbike.
I hate writing lists.
I know. I do too. I hate it. But there is, we're still going through this. We've got circumstances happening over there that are happening over here, around within a few hours of each other still, which we are still trying to get used to, because it's crazy.
We're still having similar things happen at the same time or within a day or so. We're trying to make notes before we started recording. We both. How did that happen? You had a cut on your foot.
But this was after you. I have a here we are, a pair of flip-flops, which I've been wearing for weeks now with absolutely no problems whatsoever. And I'm walking home the other day after going to pick my daughter up from school, and it suddenly starts rubbing on me and actually causes a blister on my left foot. It ended up that I'm walking across a field with one flip-flop on and one flip-flop off because I couldn't wear it anymore because it was hurting so much. So I was like, damn, that hurts. So I spoke to you about it when I got in. And
I said, isn't that funny? I just bought a new pair of sneakers. I had to take the dog for a walk. Well, I got to as far down the road as I can go, and I had to turn around, come back. Well, then because of the new sneakers, they had cut so badly into the back of my heel that I noticed it was bleeding. And I walked a little further and then tried to tough it out. And then I got to the point where the shoe had to come off. So I got one shoe on my foot, my other foot, one shoe in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, on a gravel road, I'm trying to pick a spot where I'm not going to be stepping on too much gravel. But by the time I get back, yeah, we did the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
Both cut our foot, both ended up one shoeing it all the way back home.
Yeah.
Basically at the same time, within the same time frame. Yeah. This stuff maybe seems kind of.
It seems really trivial, but it's not when it's happening. We're realizing it's happening on a day-to-day basis. We're eating the same meals every night without knowing what we've eaten. We find out the next day that we had pretty much the same thing for dinner the night before. Yeah. Without discussing it.
It's just a number of these seemingly insignificant little coincidences that just keep coming.
Also,
what was it about the fire trucks?
Yeah.
Well, I gone to visit my mom, and on the way back I saw 3 fire trucks. It's a volunteer fire department up here. There was 3 trucks and probably 4 or 5 individual vehicles, strangely parked off the side of the highway in the middle of no place around this little river. I have no idea what they were doing. Probably some kind of practice or something. After suppers, timing seemed weird. Them being there was weird. And then you told me.
I'd seen it. I happened to come on and say that I'd seen a fire truck next door, a fire engine next door.
And then I go, holy crap. You go, holy crap. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, within the same thing. And it seems like they're insignificant little things, but when they're both happening on other sides of the world to us.
And so many of them.
Then there's actually just like we're leading parallel mirrored lives on it's amazing, completely amazing. The other thing I wanted to mention as well, and I think it was around the full moon, I had taken the dogs out for a walk. I came home and I started to, where's my little note on it? I started to see these really strange lights in my vision. And they were like long crystalline structures within my vision, sort of just above my pupil. And they looked fluid, but at the same time solid. They were crystal-like, so they had all the little geometric patterns within them. They had it was clear, but it also had white in it, red in it, blue in it. And they seemed to be sort of flashing intermittently as well. This was really annoying. It wasn't annoying, but it went on for, God, how long did it go on for? A good few minutes.
Yeah.
Really good few minutes it went on for, and I'm starting to think, oh my God, my retina's detached. I've got a tumour. Something awful's going on. None of those things at all. So I spoke to Robbie about it, and you had exactly the same thing happen to you several years ago.
It was actually, the timing is off, but it was several years ago, and she explained it. And I'm going, it was like fluid. If you looked at it, it came on as if it was strobing, and it was just a crooked little line. in my vision. If I looked up, it went up. If I looked down, it went down. If I looked to the side, it moved wherever I looked. So it wasn't out here. It was either on my
within
eye.
the eye. I wasn't looking at it in the room.
Yeah. But as Danny's explaining it, I go, yeah, I had the same thing. And there was, the more you looked at it, you realized, yeah, the crystal, right away I'm thinking, well, it seems crystallized. But if you looked at it directly enough, you could see that it was fluid. Like it was
like
moving.
Ice crystals, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
Ice crystals joined together.
And then I noticed that there was little blue specks in it, and then there was little red specks in it, and then there was, I think, green maybe, like a deep green.
Rainbow.
So basically, it's the same thing. And then you noticed.
Yeah, and then the following morning when I got up after that experience, and I sent a picture to Robbie, wasn't a flattering picture because it was right close up on my forehead. I've got my pineal gland has actually decided to appear here. I've got a perfect pine cone shaped mark in the center of my
red
eyebrows. It's
pinky,
slightly
kind
pinky.
Of reddish.
Yeah, it's slightly pinky, but it's perfectly pine cone shape, or sort of elongated diamond. You can say it's that sort of shape. But that appeared the next morning after that happened. Now also,
you can't feel anything. It just feels.
I can feel a slight dent. I can feel a slight dent, and I do know that right at the beginning of my awakening, I had a heart-shaped one appear, but then it disappeared after a little while. So whether this will disappear again, but at the moment we're talking over 4 years later, it's now appeared after seeing these crystalline structures. So that's my pineal gland really kicking into place and opening up further. But you have a intermittent, what you call a birthmark between your eyebrows.
There's
no you can see and sometimes you can't.
Well, I don't even notice it, but over the years there's been lots of people all of a sudden in the middle of a conversation, they say, oh, you got a birthmark. And then I would look in the mirror and go, yeah, okay, it's there. It doesn't resemble anything specifically other than what people would identify as a birthmark. Like there's no specific shape to it, or it just seems to be a little bit red with design. Just same spot, just right between the eyes, right?
It's a really physical indication that your third eye is opening. And I've got a friend whose heart chakra happened to her as well. So she, as her heart chakra opened, she got a mark here, a little hole, which actually got bigger as her heart chakra expanded. And then after a while, it disappeared again. But it was a physical indication of the fact that her heart chakra was opening. So it's the same sort of thing. It's more connection that's happening. And I think Rob's just frozen, so I'll just carry on talking. But so whether it disappears again after a little while like it did a few years ago, I'm not sure, but it's Christ consciousness. It's the actual physical appearance of it. So there's that. What else have we? Is there anything? Yesterday, the energies yesterday, we had a 7/7 portal, twin flame portal, very, very high energies, and we had it within a few hours of each other as well, didn't we?
Yesterday, it got really crazy. Well, you had some odd things in the morning.
I had a crazy experience in the morning, which was personal, but it was high energy.
Yeah. And then yesterday afternoon was about 2:00-ish.
Yeah.
Well, Danny had called me and she said, why are you so antsy? Because I guess I was buzzing around like I just finished 3 or 4 cups of coffee.
And kicking in there. Why are you antsy?
Yeah. I said, yeah.
Honeymoon period over.
I said, no idea. I with a couple. the rest of
say that again,
the
Rob.
rest of the evening.
Rob, say it. Just
give
it a second. Rob, give it a second, and then say it again, because you're on a go slow. Because gremlins are trying to get us at the moment.
They've been after us all throughout this whole thing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, try it again.
Okay, she noticed I was being antsy. I came up with a couple reasons off the cuff why I could be, and they have nothing to do with coffee. But then the rest of the evening, the energy level was just through the roof. I was with a certain amount of people the other night, and it was just, if I could have run out of the room, I would have, because the energy was just so high. It was really uncomfortable to be in that high of energy for too long. And you know, the antsiness. If I stand back and look at the whole evening, the whole afternoon, evening together, I'd say it wasn't individual things that were happening, but it was an overshadowing energy that just covered the whole evening here. It was crazy, and it even got as far as last night. There was an ambulance next door. My neighbor had slipped and fell, and she needed to be taken to the hospital. So it was just totally outrageous day. Totally nothing routine about it. It just seemed everywhere you looked, there was something chaos, high energy kind of things happening, just about all around me, basically.
And we know that when there's high energy, we just have to try and. We know that there's high energy. We know that there's a reason for that high energy, and we have to just try and breathe through it as best we can. I mean, obviously, we don't fall to the level of
no,
people. We don't go off the deep end. We don't start screaming and shouting and things like that. We try and keep the balance, but it's going to get to everybody to a certain degree.
Yeah. We joked before we came on here. I had a tourmaline necklace on last night. By the time I got back here, got changed, just sat down for a minute, the actual stone just fell off the necklace. It was like, I couldn't take it either.
Yeah, the tourmaline couldn't take the energies either. Hard enough.
That's it.
Going.
I'm done.
You know, but I've actually said go and get another one or put it in your pocket, because it might also be, you know, if we've got an uptake in energies, not only have we got an uptake in positive energies, but also judging by the chaos that's going on around you at that time, and you can see other people getting antsy, and you can see their energy levels getting out of hand, and they're drinking too much or something, then obviously that can be an indication with his necklace falling off. They're just trying to get past the necklace, get past the tourmaline, and try and get some energies into you, which is not going to happen. So you need to go and get another one when it's that high.
If I can't, I'm trying to glue it back on. If it falls off again, in the pocket it goes. I'm not going to be.
If you've got something that happened, just put it in your pocket. It's as long as you've got it with you when you're going out into a crowd of people, you know, and especially those when the weather's really hot like this as well. Other people's moods change, and if you put in football and drink and goodness knows what else behind it, and a lot of people in situations, the energy is going to get really high, and you need to be able to protect yourself from that. I mean, I said to Robbie the other day, I'm getting to the point where I'm just like completely antisocial. Not interested. Robbie's not interested in it either. He's doing it to be polite, but we don't.
Well, that's what I said to. That's what I said to you this morning. Like I come back here and I'm basically scolding myself, saying, "What are you, like, antisocial? Like, what do you got? Something psychologically you don't like people?" And then I start thinking about it. No, that's not it. It's empaths and sensitives. Well, whom, you know, everybody's probably well aware of this, but when you get into a situation where there's a lot of people around and everything's high energy, it's just like, show me the door. Yeah. Like nothing against the people that are there, like, you know,
because they're lovely, because I've met them and they're great.
Yeah,
when you get but just them together,
the energy is just so thick. There was a point where it was so loud and the energies were so high that my ear was actually hurting from the sound and the energies, and I'm like, get me out of here, please get me out.
Yeah, and as an empath,
if anybody's
those energies.
Yeah.
As an empath, you absorb, you take them in, you know, and if there's anything negative there, you're going to be taking that in again, which is where your clearing and your healing comes in, which is really needed at the moment. I wanted to talk about the difference because I've had a few people now sort of on the twin flame journey or coming to me and sort of saying, I give up. Okay. And I wanted to sort of touch on the difference between giving up and surrendering to what's going on with you. First of all, as we know, you cannot cut cords to your twin flame. It doesn't work at all. You are connected. You are from one soul trickled down into two. You cannot cut that cord under any circumstances. If you say that you're giving up, so that means to me, if I was to give up, it was like, okay, I'm going to go out and party. I'm going to go, I don't know, sleep with somebody. I'm going to go drink. I'm going to go back to what you used to be before you woke up. To me, that's giving up, giving in, done. Can't be bothered. I'm not going to follow this path anymore. Surrendering is completely different. So what I would try and say to people, if you're in a position where you're sick of not hearing from them, you're sick of all of these feelings that you're getting, sick of seeing 1111 everywhere but nothing's happening, you just keep seeing the numbers and you just keep seeing the name or nothing's happening, everything is divinely orchestrated. There are things going on behind the scenes that you've got absolutely no idea about. If you get to a point where it's really upsetting you and your energy is being wasted, it's a good thing to step away. It's a good thing to turn your attention away from the person that you think is your twin flame and to stop thinking about them, to stop wondering what they're doing, to stop wondering how they're feeling, to stop wondering if they're with a karmic, to stop wondering, continually torturing yourself as to what's going on with them. Turn your attention inwards, turn your attention onto you. This way that you are then surrendering. If you are working on yourself and working along the spiritual path, then in orchestrated timing, which is not up to us, they're going to come to you one way or another. Either the person that you think is your twin flame or your true twin flame, whichever way it's going to work for you, because it's different for everybody, they will turn up. But when they turn up, if you've actually given up and gone back to the way you used to be, you know, I don't actually believe you can go back to sleep again once you're awake. But if you try and then they come, they're just going to bounce you apart again because you're not in the right space. You're not in the right place. You didn't put the work in. You didn't do what you needed to do. And you won't be back with them very long before you're bounced apart again and back into separation. Whereas if you can step away and stop worrying about what they're doing and how they're feeling, etc., and just concentrate on your own spiritual path, it's you that's putting in the work, so that when they do come into your life, when they do reappear and they're with you, you don't have as much work to do because you've already put that spiritual work into it. So don't stop meditating, don't stop researching and doing what you need to do, and getting your healings and clearings and learning esoteric knowledge and going on however you're being guided to go along the spiritual path. That's the main thing. If you give up on that, and then, because they will come back in one form or another, the twin flame, they will come back, or they will appear. But if you've stopped somewhere, then it's just going to take even longer for you to actually come together. If you can get to that place of peace and harmony within yourself, and that place of loving yourself as well, then you've got a good chance. Even when you're sick of seeing 1111, or you're getting sick of the energies and sick of everything else that happens, because we've been through that. I don't know how many times you've seen me at really low points. You've seen it. Yeah, we've done it. And it's not about stopping. This is also your mission, or this is also your path as well. It's not just about the twin flame path. You are here as a twin flame, as one of the 144,000. You are here as a twin flame to help raise Gaia, to help take Gaia into the age of Aquarius, to help the earth changes, to help raise the vibration of the planet, to help awaken people around you, to help awaken your monad group and your soul group. That's why you're here. And as part of that, you are a twin flame. And this goes for light workers and star seeds and everything else. You are here for a really good reason. So if you give up, you're giving up on Gaia, you're giving up on ascension, you're giving up on your spirituality, your path. And I don't think you're allowed to give up, because I think the universe will step in at some point. You can give it a go. You can give it a go, but the universe will step in at some point and kick your ass and say, right, you need to get back on the path now. I think we can sway off it a little bit at times, and we can certainly step back and have a rest when we need to. But if you're not getting out of an abusive relationship when you know that you need to get out of the one, if you're not getting rid of people that are not serving you around you, you know, the universe is going to step in and do that for you.
We've seen too. It's all divinely timed. So you can put yourself through all kinds of torture if that's worrying about it and thinking about it and constantly going over and over it. But basically, nothing is going to happen until you hit that moment in time when it's destined to come in.
Yeah.
I mean, if the torture and the constantly thinking about it and worrying about it and going it all over, if that's part of how you're supposed to learn it, then God love you, go do it.
Yeah.
If you get to that point where I've done that with other things too. I get to the point where I'm so saturated with information. I just want to say, just leave it. Just leave it for a while. And give my head a chance to breathe. But I've noticed that every time I have wanted to put it on the back burner, something will spark my interest again, and
you straight back on it. And
back into
I went through a few months of not particularly looking at anything twin flame-ish, and not looking at other people's YouTube channels, and not following it for a little because I needed. But I was brought back into it again after a while. But there comes a point where you do surrender, and you just go, do you know what? It's going to happen when it happens, in whatever way it's going to happen, however you've contracted it to happen, however you have agreed with the soul lessons in your life to have it come in at a certain point. But we don't know that date, and we don't know that time that it's good, but it's going to come in. So the best thing to do.
We don't know that. Who is it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things about it we don't know.
No. Yeah. Apart from it's soon, real soon. real soon. So if you feel like giving up, please yeah, step back, take a breather, rest,
maybe
and nurture
maybe
yourself. Stop
maybe you just
worrying
need
about them or trying to think about them.
maybe you just need a break.
Let it go. Just let it
Yeah.
go and surrender, and know that the universe is going to bring in for your highest good what needs to be brought in. Yeah. And what if you know, the twin flame, we all sort of go, what's our mission and what we're supposed to be doing and where we're supposed to be? And you know, what if as part of your mission you're just meant to be with your twin flame, and as a couple be able to raise, you know, you're raising the vibration that way. It's not all of us about starting a YouTube channel or going and opening a children's charity, or your perception will change as you wake up and as you go through the twin flame journey. So you will automatically become service to others as opposed to service to self. So you won't be running a big corporation and be worried about all the profits that are coming into you, and not be worried about what service you're being to customers and that and things like that. Your perception of things will change so that you will be caring more about the environment. You'll be caring more about your footprint and what imprint you are leaving on the earth and things like that. So I went off on a right tangent then, but it is because I've had so many lately saying I'm giving up. Just let it go. Surrender. Just
the thing
your spiritual journey.
I've heard that about, not specifically twin flames, but about light workers too, where the general consensus is, well, what do I need to be doing? How can I help?
Yeah.
What should I set up some kind of thing? Should I have a website? Should I do like blah, 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 blah. What should I be doing?
Yeah.
And the answer was always, you're a light worker. Your energy is high. Just by being you and getting on with your life and going to the grocery store and going to the gas station and going to the shops, you're spreading your vibration without even saying a word to anybody. That's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And for some of
that's
already decided to do, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're doing and you are being consciously awake and aware of the way you act, and you're working on your ego and you're working on all of those things, then you know your twin's going to appear.
Just got the
shivers. Not appearing the way you thought they were going to appear.
I just got the shivers.
Did you?
Yes. We just said something very good right there.
Okay. Well,
I think what we're talking about, just spreading the vibration, just spreading the light just by being who you are.
Yeah.
And somebody saying, hey,
realizing how amazing you are, realizing how important it is for you to be here, and realizing the effect that you do have on people around you.
Yeah.
That's really important. You're here for that, as well as the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is the gift at the end of it. But if you're not putting the work in, then obviously you're just going to bounce apart again. So, yeah.
Okay. We got everything covered, I think.
I think so.
Want to talk about?
Yeah. Keep jotting your questions down. We are starting to work through them. Obviously, that was something that was important. We're into eclipse season now. We've got solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. We've got Lionsgate coming through on the 8th of the 8th. There is a lot of high energies, as there always is every year at this time and around this time over the next June, July, August, September, right through, really. And yes, we get these energies through every year, but every year at the moment, these energies are getting higher. These energies are getting more intense, and you will notice people around you, it affecting people around you. They won't understand why they're being affected, but you know, the chaos is upping and people are changing and people are walking out of jobs, and there's all sorts that's going on. So it's no matter whether you think, oh, I'm giving up or whatever, just put your fear and doubts to one side and just go with the flow and nurture yourself. Yeah?
Yep.
Enough?
Yep. Sounds good. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover.
Okay. So, yeah, wanted to let you know about some of the changes and why the changes are happening. And for a personal reading or a healing and clearing counselling, get in touch either through my website or info@huskylight.com by email.
Your website is back up?
Website is back up. It's fine. Everything's fine. So you can check it out there. And yeah, that's how it's going. While we're still in separate countries. And again, once I'm there, it's going to be pretty much open house, isn't it?
Pretty much.
We're going to have retreats, and we're going to have people come into the door and one-to-one help in person and all sorts of things.
Can't wait. That's what we signed up for, right?
Robbie's got his tape measure out. He's measuring up for extra buildings.
Well, yeah, we're talking
extensions on.
Oh, we were talking the other day. I just got up out of bed. Vision in my head was I looked out the front door. I looked out the front door and I could see in my mind I could see tents with blow up mattresses across on my front yard across the yard. And then we start talking about retreats, and I go, holy crap! Okay, well, I know how we're going to do it. Like they showed me how we're going to do it, right? So
and Robbie's front yard is not any old front yard. We are talking a big grass lawn, which is right next to the most beautiful lake, or one of the most beautiful lakes in Canada, with a load of forest behind us. So it's not just any old front yard. It's with that clear sky at night of those stars that move, which I'm really interested. I am really interested actually when I go back to Canada, whether they are going to, if that is going to be a regular occurrence with us, whether that's going to happen all the time or that was a one-off.
It would be nice, but I think I have the feeling it was a one-off. I think it was a one-off for what happened. Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
We'll see what happens, whether it was a one-off or whether it was something that might be happening regularly. Maybe we're subconsciously, maybe we were calling them in or something, or I don't know. But we can see. Wishful thinking probably on my part, but we can see. So namaste. Love all of you. Thank you so much for everything, and I hope you're okay with the changes that are going on at the moment. We're going through these changes just as much as everybody else, and yeah, we'll speak to you soon. So
okay
see ya.